You're being watched, not by a guard, not even by a camera. You're watched when you scroll, when you post. When you pause for too long on a video, you're watched by algorithms that learn your habits, by platforms that predict your next move, by audiences you'll never meet. But this idea of a system that sees everything while remaining unseen is not new. It began with a building, a circle, and one man's dream of perfect visibility. In 1791, the English philosopher Jeremy Bentham imagined a prison that could reform criminals through design alone. He called it the Panopticon, from the Greek to see all. Imagine it, a circular building with a tower at the center. In the tower, a single guard. Around the perimeter, rows of small, backlit cells. From the tower, the guard can see everyone. From the cells, the prisoners can see no one, not even each other. The genius of Bentham's design was that the guard didn't have to watch constantly. The prisoners simply had to believe that they might be watched. That uncertainty would do the work. They would police themselves, regulate their own behavior, and discipline would no longer require force. Bentham saw this as humane, a rational way to make people good. But he had also invented a new form of power, one that worked through visibility, not violence. Almost 2 centuries later, French philosopher Michel Foucault revisited Bentham's strange invention. To him, the Panopticon was more than a prison. It was a diagram of modern power. Foucault saw how its logic had escaped the prison walls into schools, factories, hospitals, offices. Everywhere people were separated, monitored, compared, and corrected. He wrote that visibility is a trap. Power no longer needed chains or whips. Needed light. The ideal subject, Foucault said, is the one who behaves as if being watched, even when no one is there. Through surveillance, we learn to conform, to perform, to become legible. We internalize the gaze until the watcher lives inside us. In the Panopticon, power is quiet. It doesn't shout. It watches. And because we want to be seen, to be recognized, we participate in our own control. Today, the Panopticon no longer has walls. It fits in your pocket. It follows you wherever you go. Social media platforms are the new watchtowers. But unlike Bentham's prison, we volunteer to enter them. Every like, every scroll, every pause is recorded, translated into data, stored, sold, and used to shape what we see next. The algorithm doesn't punish or threaten, it rewards. It learns what captures your attention, feeds you more of it, and soon you find yourself curating your own image to please an invisible eye. We have become both prisoner and guard. We build our profiles, edit our feeds, monitor our visibility. We fear not surveillance, but obscurity. The old Panopticon made people obedient. The new one makes them perform. And yet, the mechanism is the same. Uncertainty, visibility, self-discipline. The feeling that someone, somewhere, is watching. If Bentham built his tower from stone, today's is built from code. But the light still shines from the center, and it still makes us act as if it never goes out. Even the world of ideas has its own Panopticon, the system of peer review. The scholar writes, not knowing who will read or judge them. Every word is shaped by invisible eyes. To be published is to be seen, to be rejected is to vanish. In this circular economy of evaluation, writers internalize the expectations of their reviewers, the tone, the citation style, the vocabulary of legitimacy. Discipline here isn't physical, it's intellectual. We learn to write not simply what we believe, but what will be recognized as believable. In that sense, every academic becomes both author and prisoner, performing credibility before a faceless audience. The Panopticon, reborn in the name of rigor. The Panopticon was never just about prisons. It was about people, about how power can work quietly, invisibly, through the simple act of being seen. When Bentham imagined perfect visibility, he believed it would produce perfect behavior. When Foucault reinterpreted it, he showed how that same visibility produces perfect compliance. And when we look around today at our phones, our classrooms, our offices, we see that the tower has multiplied. It's everywhere and nowhere at once. But awareness changes everything. The moment we recognize the gaze, we begin to decide what it can see, to turn the act of being watched into the act of watching back, because power hides in the everyday, and theory, at its best, gives us the language to make it visible. You've been watching the Panopticon, but remember, it's been watching you too.